The monumental awaits the above. The monumental will explain the nexus to thee.
All right. Is this going on YouTube? Yes. Yes, it is. We had the YouTube channel was daily for over a month. And then I got caught up with Germany and a bunch of other stuff, and it just kind of got away from me. So I wanted to do a few playthroughs so that we can have some daily content on top of any other uploads I decide to have. So yeah, this will be on YouTube. Hello YouTube. Yes, Gatsu in the chat. Hi YouTube. Hey, Twitch, can everyone tell YouTube hi? And then YouTube in the comments, you guys can tell Twitch hi, and they'll like go and maybe check it out later. I'll pass the word on.
We have long awaited you, Slayer of Demons. I am one of the Monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality. There is something thou needest to know.
And we're watching this.
Once, we too, a scourge of demons faced. In the distant past, under a benevolent rule, the world was united owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power caused the awakening of the Old One. Across the land seeped a colorless deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to his slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and half the world lost, erased by the fog. In order to mend the fabric of what land still remained, we entrusted 6 elders with 6 precious archstones. 1 to the king of a small yet diligent land. 1 to the king of the burrowers underground. 1 to the wise queen of the great ivory tower. 1 to the chieftain of lost and ill-fortuned souls. 1 to the shaman of the tempest-worshipping shadowmen. And the last to the great giants of the northern lands. The archstones were placed at nodes across the earth. We contained the Old One inside this nexus and banned the soul arts. Finally, we became monumentals, half-living sentinels of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other monumentals have perished, and only I remain.
Ruining the cutscene. What do you want?
If not, the deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to accept this mission?
Nope.
Yes, I see. That is unfortunate. You should know that you will be imprisoned in the Nexus forever. Just like the poor candle maiden.
Okay. All right, later, crime dog. Okay, let's grab this. Nice. But yeah, were y'all able to hear my cat meow? I don't know. She walked up. She's just like, meow. And I was like, what? She's like, meow. And she came and like knocked my mic around and laid on my lap. That's what she sounds like, by the way. That actually wasn't me doing an impression. That was her talking. Right. For anyone who doesn't know, this is essentially the Book of the Guilty. Well, not Book of the Guilty, but the leaderboard. For instance. Old dual Dragonbone Smashers. Been here since the beginning of time. Here's my builds. It's my favorite build ever. Across any game. And Notorious Tree, welcome back. Been around forever. Thank you very much, Notorious. And we have this. It's my strength build. We have my thief build, which I've deleted to make a... Did I really delete this build for Lord Lorington? Oh, I hope not. I think I did, but that's awful if I did. This is my Executioner build. This build is awesome. I love this build. I need to play it more. Damn, that build is good. And fun fact, this is the only female character I have ever created. Before it was like, oh my god, sexist. No, because I always try to make a character that's, I always try to, like, put myself into the game, more or less. And I am a boy, last I checked. But the reason why I made a female character was because the only executioner armor in the game is female only, and it just looks too awesome to pass up. So yeah. This is the last people to beat the game. So the last person since I entered the Nexus to beat the game was Brad here. Pretty sweet looking setup. Looks really similar to mine. These two guys have like the exact same, they have the exact same face. Look at the eyes and the face and stuff. And the hair, and then look here. There's just blue hair. These are always interesting to look at. Check again. Wow. Rude. Oh, the spiked shield. God damn it. That is the most broken thing in this game aside from headbutts. Oh, it's so just infuriating. They just hide behind it and bash you over and over and over. And I can't parry it. I don't even know if it can be parried. And it's they hide behind it, and by the time you can try to like trade with them, you're getting staggered anyway. And I hate that weapon. I hate it so much. I have a viewer, I forgot who it is. One of y'all always stream snipes me with it, and I just can't do anything about it. I get melted every single time. If you can't parry it, no one can. That's right. But no, I really don't think it can be parried, because I've fought it a lot and I've tried a lot, and I either am missing it entirely or it just can't be parried. Yeah, shield you can use in the main hand, and it blocks while attacking, and it actually does pretty good damage. And since there's no poison in this game, you know.
Brave soul, who fears not death, prithee, lull the old one back to its ancient slumber.
Am I looking forward to Metal Gear Solid 5? I am not, because I've never played a Metal Gear game. I am tempted to go through and play them all, but yeah, it's just not a series I've ever gotten into.
What is it?
My brothers did, but I didn't.
Dost thou seek soul power? So be it. After all, thou requirest strength. Go forth, touch the demon inside me.
Break his shield with scraping spear.
Let these ownerless souls become thine own.
Now, what you could do is, I bet you using something like the Moonlight Greatsword or Blind would work well, because it bypasses shields, and you could probably stagger him before they could stagger you. But that being said, I like to stick to my builds. So with the penetrating sword and a parrying dagger, it's not really happening. All right, we need to up dexterity 55. Perfect. The only reason I'm doing that is so that I can be I could be a higher level so that more people can invade me from the stream. Basically, I think it's like levels 102 to 123 can invade, something like that. Y'all would have to check. We have the calculator. I think it's !DES calculator or DES calc, one or the other. Hey, Peeve, have you heard of Shroud of the Ancients? I heard it's like a new version of MMO. No, it's not Shroud of the Ancients. It's Shroud of the Avatar. I have heard about it, but I'm not.
Art thou may thine strength help the world be mended.
I love the way she says strength. I'm not getting super excited about it until I know more. Let's go here first because I need to buy some blossoms or grass. But yeah, I'm not getting super excited about it because I don't know what they're gonna do with like the PvP system, and I feel like they're gonna cater to the audience that they catered to in towards the end of Ultima Online, where it's just they make the entire game about just like, hey, let's all go to this area and not play the game because we're safe and there's nothing to worry about. Which, I mean, that's fine if that's what you want to do, but that's why MMOs die these days. That's why they die. Because whenever there's no risk involved, whenever there's no driving force, no reason to go do something, no drive at all, and it's like there's no reason to go do anything. And everyone just ends up sitting around like the bank or whatever and not doing a damn thing and paying monthly for it. And then everyone goes, this game is kind of boring. Because whenever I'm not sitting around, I have to go and farm and level and quest. And it's like, well, that's all the games have become. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful. But if they cater to the, for lack of a better word, casual audience, then the game is just dead in the water. Like before it even begins. Yeah, people don't want to be in Like there's people who won't want to come across like some player bandits on a road or whatever the case is. That's understandable. But whenever there's nothing to fear, there's no reason to look over your shoulder, then it's like, I don't know. I've always said everybody wants to role play, but no one wants to role play. It's like they want to role play as a medieval knight, you know, knight in shining armor and all this and all that, but none of them want any risk involved. Like, they don't want to be bothered with a situation that they're not 100% prepared for. So I like to imagine them in like, I like to imagine them in like actual medieval times, like walking along the roadside, like in their shiny, like badass knight armor, and they're just, someone jumps out of the bush and is like, hey, give me all your gold, and they're just like, hey now, I don't appreciate that very much, and I don't like being forced into this situation, so if you could kindly not do that, thank you very much. And then they just like walk along the road, and the bandit's just like staring at him like what the hell did you just say to me, guy? So I don't know. Like I said, everyone wants to roleplay, but no one wants to roleplay, and it's the reason why the MMO industry is dying out, because no one wants to take a risk. And this is a rant that I've had 1,000,000 times before. People are probably sick of hearing it. I'm not even looking at the chat right now, so You sound like Cry Peeve just saying, by the way, hi. Wait, you mean I sound like I'm crying, or you mean I sound like cryotic? Oh god. I don't know if this guy is still in here. Yep, he's here. Wait, what? Okay. Okay, game. Crap. Get second chance? Yeah, I know I need to. That's painful. I don't appreciate that very much. Excuse me, madam. I don't appreciate you attacking me right now, so I'm gonna have to just ask you to stop, or I'm gonna go ahead and complain about it and get them to change the game. Oh crap. GG. And I know that can come off as me, like, because the group that they cater to, the group who just want to like go in and go and farm the same boss 1,000,000 times and go through the same quest and just grind it out, just mindless grinding. They, you know, don't want to be bothered with that kind of stuff, but that's understandable. But it also makes for predictable, tedious, boring gameplay, and that's what they like. That's what a lot of developers, MMO developers, like base their entire games around now, because it's safe. The player feels safe, but it shouldn't be like that. They should instead make, oh god, they should instead make just a dynamic world to put the players in, and give them the tools to run it, and just more or less just let it go. If there's a bunch of bandits in an area, then in-game society will evolve and they'll create like a policing force or something like that. Players will adapt if they're put in a situation where they have to adapt. And it's like, yeah, you'll end up in situations that you don't want to be in, but ultimately, whether you want it or not, it can be an adrenaline rush.
You're an ordinary human.
Because it's like you... Wait, is that all I need? That's good enough.
Thank you. Now,
because it's like, what's more... What do you think is a better story to tell? About the time that you went to... You were on your way to the same boss that you farmed 1,000,000 times over for a certain item, and he finally dropped the item. Oh god, he's got the shield. You little bastard. You little... You would. Parry. Look at that phantom range. Parry. Oh my god, I hate you. Look at that. Like, you can't even... Okay, there's only one chance of this. Nope, I'm dead. I think I dead angled him at the end there, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, what's the better story to tell? I went to that same spawn that I always go to, that same boss, and guess what? He finally dropped the super badass item. Isn't that cool, guys? Or I was on my way to that boss, and along the roadside, some bandits jumped out, demanded my gold. So I got chased. I narrowly escaped them. Got chased back to town. Hired some player bodyguards to escort me there. And they jumped out again and tried to play it off, and I identified them, and we absolutely murdered them and destroyed them, and the item didn't drop, but you know, this crazy ridiculous story happened, which, you know, hopefully it's a little more detailed than that, but you get the point. And yes, I guess all my stories have to do with bandits. And who is this? Chaos. Oh my god, 15 months. Thank you, Chaos. Come back. Also, now that we've actually got some good stuff going on, we need to go and... Wait, do I need him, or can I just go and change him out right now? I might not need Frake.
Oh,
Remember... Ah, okay. We're good. Never mind. I'm stupid. Alright, we're good. Now we can get back on track. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying... If there's more risk in the world, in the game world, it'll not only make things more exciting, whether you want them to be at that particular moment in time or not, but it'll keep your interest in the game. Especially, one of the things that drives me nuts is I would love to see how, like, player society, like, develops, you know? Like, how they would react to this stuff.
Yonder. Over here. It's me, Ostrava. Look at me. Again surrounded by evil warriors.
Java, please.
Could you, perhaps, help me one last time? Clear out the soldiers at the far end of this passage, if it pleases you. The Lord's Path, just down yonder, has degenerated into a feeding ground for flying dragons. Have your wits about you.
Oh, Strava disconnected. And yeah, Hero and Snazzy, I know all those games. That makes me a bit hopeful because there's a lot of games coming out now that it's like, you know, people are like, oh my god, this game's really awesome. It's such an adrenaline rush because you have all these crazy situations that happen. It's like that's what happens whenever you don't handhold the player, you know. So that has me hopeful. But the only game that still exists that I know of that really does it right is Eve, and I can't get into Eve because it's just spaceships. it's not really my thing. So yeah, I've tried to get into Eve and I got like 8 hours into the tutorial, and I was like, you know what, I'm tired of revolving around this rock and reading these novels. I'm done. So I'm a bit upset that I couldn't get into Eve. It was just, dude, that tutorial, my god, it was just so, oh my god. I understand there's a lot of stuff to learn in Eve, but holy crap, what a way to deter people from starting your game. So yeah, I'm a little envious that I never really got into Eve. But regardless, I would prefer like a medieval kind of setting. That's my thing. Weep, weep. There we go.
Thank you. That makes twice. Thanks to you, I can now forge ahead. This is a token of my gratitude. Please accept it. How did all of this happen? Father!
Warframe? I have no interest in Warframe. It's just, I watch Brandon play a lot of Warframe, and from what I can tell, it's just about grinding out and just grinding things out and farming and grinding and farming and running through these areas just to get the best loot and more loot and more loot. And it's just, whenever that's what the entire game is, it's just loses all appeal to me. I'm okay with that. You know, I think it could be cool to, you know, I can understand the thrill of like getting like a rare item. I understand that. But whenever the entire game is based around that thrill and all that's left is just the farm, that's, you know, to me that's a bit, I don't know. Sounds like Destiny? Yes. Yes, it does. That's what deterred me from Destiny. I want to play Destiny. I want, you know what? I want to go play Destiny right now. But I know what it's going to be. And I don't want to do that. Destiny was, I loved it. I got so into Destiny. I absolutely loved the game. But it could have potentially been so much better. They turned it into a grind. Like, damn, that was good. Like, whenever I first heard of Destiny, I expected it to be, what they made it seem like was that it's gonna be this big open world where you're just traveling along and meet. Thank you. Oh my god. 17 months of that fantastic name. Thank you, Inflatable Meat. But yeah, it's gonna be just like, there we go. it turns out it's gonna. It's just. I expected it to be. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. I expected it to be open world, where you're. There we go. Where you're traveling along, and what was that? I couldn't even react. Oh my god. You're traveling along, and say you're in this desert area. That's what I imagine with Destiny. You'll be in like this desert area on some planet, Mars or something, and you come across another group of traveling players, and you have to wonder, like, are they hostile? Like, are they gonna attack us? Should we attack them first? Like, should we trust them? Should we just go on our way? And it, you know, you're like on edge, and you're just traveling in the same area, and you have to be wary. Like, okay, I know they're around, you know, and then suddenly like a firefight could break loose or something, and instead we get dailies, which that's what did it for me. Oh my god. Headshot this enemy 5,000 times today. I was like, alright, fine, it took me hours, but I did it. I headshot like 5 million enemies. Cool. And then the next day, go headshot those enemies again. We don't think you did it enough. Do it again. And it's just like, god damn it. I can appreciate a little grind, but holy crap. That being said, I probably will go back to Destiny for like the Taken King or something, because the raids are really fun to do with friends. I love the PvP, even though I wish it was in an open world setting like I originally expected it to be. But that being said, I do enjoy it. But I don't know. I want there to be, I can so easily get immersed in Destiny, but it just, the game itself breaks the immersion. And it's just, I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. You know, the game had insane amounts of potential and insane amounts of budget, and that's what it ended up as, which it's not bad, but after a while it's like I can't keep at it, you know? It's like, okay, I've grinded everything out a million times, I'm sick of it. Grimes, welcome back. Thank you, Grimes. Uh-oh. This one's for you, Grimes. Oh. Getting carved up. You better do a running attack. You better do a running attack. .eso, same thing. And Gold, welcome back. Thank you. Thank you for all the resubs, everybody. I appreciate it very much. But yeah, Elder Scrolls Online is just, I don't know, same thing. Whenever the entire game becomes about quote-unquote questing, aka, what the hell? I locked onto the dragon? AKA oh my god. Eesh. You know what? Screw you. We're going. We're done here. AKA a disguise for tedious chores. Like you want a quest, you know, if you go do my dishes for me, I'll give you a +5 Snickers bar. That's pretty good, right? Go and clean my dishes of enchantitude. Get the hell out of my way. And I'll give you you might get some rare loot. That sounds pretty good. There you go. It's a really unique quest. Oh my god, Patcher, you're falling out of my lap. It's like passed out. Do you get the point? It's like, it's as if they just go, okay, go send them to do this many times and that many times. And I'm not saying it's all like that. I understand, and I understand there's a lot of lore behind it. But whenever that's the entire, like, core of the game, then it's gonna get boring. That's not a role-playing game, in my opinion. That's a chore-playing game. Role-playing game would be, hey, let's make this badass game world and throw the players into it and let them pick their role. That's the thing that drives me. I'm sorry about the MMO rant, but god damn it, y'all got me on top. I'm very passionate about my hate for the modern day MMO industry, because I know what it could be. You know what a role-playing game would be? It's where you get to actually choose your role. Not where you start the game and it's like, you, player, are the secret newborn child of prophecy. Will you fulfill your prophecy? Spoiler alert, you're going to if you plan to beat the game. You know, or will you struggle to succeed? And sure, there's another like 5 million players in this game, but you're the one. And it's like, okay, I've heard the story a million times. I want a game where if I want to go and just be a baker and just sell cakes within the game, I want to be able to do that. You know, I want that would be a role-playing game, giving players the choice to pick the role, not class, pick their role in the game society, not oh, we're all heroes, everybody, we're doing it together, but actually I'm the real hero, but don't tell the other guy that. Like, that's what they all are, you know? Like, and I know there are some games who do it right, but still, like, let players pick their role, you know? Like in Ultima Online, you could do whatever you wanted. And there would be players who would just, they were blacksmiths. They would sit in their house and they would just blacksmith all day long. They would sit inside of their home, their player-made home, which and I'll get to the donation in a second. I'm sorry, I'm on a rant. The home within the game, the home system, you can, the housing system, you could create these insanely customized houses. Especially considering how old the game is. It's a system I haven't seen anywhere else. And there would be people who would just sit in their house and blacksmith. They would sit in there and they would make swords and stuff, and it would put their name like on their sword, like exceptionally crafted by so and so. And they also had tailors, and you know, they would make like clothing, and they would sell these things outside of their house, or they would go to the town and they would try to sell them and bargain with people to sell them for the town, like to people in the town. And that's a role-playing game, not, hey, you want to play this game, you're stuck with this role, you're a hero and you're gonna enjoy it. Now go and do all these fetch quests and come talk to us when you're level 90 so we can sell you some stuff. Like that's, I don't know. We're done. We're done. I need a break. God damn it. Oh my god. Get me on the topic of MMOs. Y'all are starting things off wrong. Oh man. But yeah. You just want to be put in a game with no definite objective? Yes, Dr. Crazy. I want to be able to create my own quote-unquote quest. In Ultima Online, I was a thief character for 9 years. 9 years. And I did maybe 3 quests total in those 9 years. 3, like, scripted quests. The rest of the time, I was sitting in my giant thieves' fortress, as we called it, training new player thieves, and like while the new thieves were like training like downstairs, upstairs me and like the veteran thieves were like plotting like Ocean's 11 style heist and stuff like that, because they had like stealing skill in the game where you could actually like look into someone's inventory, aka their backpack. You could open up someone's backpack, and depending on the right scenario, you could steal certain items. So we would like be upstairs plotting like all this stuff, and then like all of a sudden a thief comes in and like, hey, check out what I just stole, and we're like, oh my god, that's awesome. And meanwhile we're like, you know, planning to go after this guild or go after that guild. And there was just it was just something you could really get immersed in, and you could come up with your own stuff. You could just, in that game, you could do literally anything. The example I use the most is if you wanted to be a guy who baked cakes in his house. I even used this example a little while ago. If you wanted to be a guy who baked cakes in his house and sold cakes out of his home, you could, but secretively, those cakes are actually poisoned, and you're actually a crazy murderer. Like, that's who kills his customers. You could do that in the game. You could be a psycho. that's the selling point, I guess. But you get the point. You could do literally anything within the game's mechanics, and it's a game from like 1997. So I don't understand why everyone's just like taking steps back. And well, I do understand why. It's player safety and comfort. They want their players to be comfortable and feel like they never are going to lose any kind of progress or items or anything like that. And I know, coming from someone who played a thief character, sounds very biased and one-sided. I understand that, but I'm for, like, I guess, player freedom and giving players the tools to run the game world. I would love the thief class to come back, but with proper consequences. I want to be, like, let me get caught stealing and then, like, throw my character in a player jail for hours or whatever the sentence would be. And I know Arcade, like, touched upon something like that, but Arcade ultimately just turned into another super grindy game. But yeah, anyway, you get what I'm trying to say. It boils down to this. The solution it's not the prevention of player actions, it's providing proper consequences for player actions. That's the common misconception that these developers are making, in my opinion. It's that they're preventing actions that could upset other players. Like, they're preventing these actions from being able to happen at all, and then what's left is nothing but quest lines with loot rewards and grinding out the same spawns forever, and then just hanging out and doing nothing because there's no, like, driving force to make you go do something or to watch over your shoulder or whatever the case is. So it should be about the it should be about the having proper consequences for actions. If there's a murderer, have a way for, and this is a bit much, I know, but it just goes to show how far I'm willing to go. If you have like a murderer character, have it to where they could be like sentenced to actual death. If you want to go around just murdering other players and looting all their stuff or whatever, fine. But if you get caught, you need to be completely screwed. The whole reason for it is it will make that player think twice before going to attack the next person or the first person. You know? Like they're not going to just be like, "Oh, let's just go and murder everybody cuz sure, I'll get killed, but whatever, I'll respawn and no big deal." They'll actually go, "Wait a minute. Is this worth it?" They'll actually like contemplate whether or not the risk is worth the reward. That's what it's about, risk versus reward. But a lot of companies are afraid to do that. But I am seeing more and more recently. Like someone gave some examples earlier that are actually starting to lean in that direction and gain popularity. So that's good, but yeah. That's why you got to plan out your murders. There you go. Now you're thinking like a psycho. It sounds less like a game and more like life, Peeve. Golfer, that's essentially it. Have like what would mimic like real life consequences within the game. And people are like, "Well, people don't want to have these kinds of consequences in the game." And it's like, well, then you're stuck with just a bunch of boring crap, you know? And people wonder why MMOs die constantly. And someone told me before, they're like, I play games to get away from real life. You know, I don't want this kind of stuff in a game, you know? And it's like, okay, but you're basically saying you want to play just like a mindless, super grindy game. But I would like to have something that has real life consequences so that I could do like certain things, like have like an epic fight knowing my character might die, like actually, but you know, I won't actually die in person. I think that would be pretty cool. People say that's not a game, that's real life. Go do that in person. It's like, no, I don't want to go sword fight someone and actually get killed. So yeah, I don't know. Have real consequences to make players who would normally cause trouble think twice. So, and on top of that, society will adapt, and players will come up with solutions to problems within the game world if you give them the tools and just stop hand-holding them. But yeah. Oh my god. People can have different opinions. Respect my farm. I understand, Blue. I understand some people really want that, but I'm just saying I feel like that's why the MMO industry is dying, because all there's left to do is basically recreate the same crap over and over, because there's no more risk involved, and they just want the player to be as safe as possible. Yeah, that was a pretty long talk. I'm sorry, everyone on YouTube watching this. You know, we're gonna just this is the end of the episode. Yay, I'm done talking. Bye-bye. Everybody in Twitch chat, wave bye-bye to everyone on YouTube after that long rant. Bye, YouTube. Until next episode. Bye. There we go.